Okay, welcome to a update. What were you thinking podcast? Because this one tops the cake. I'm
Yeah,
Bernard. I'm your
I'm
host
Darnell.
with
Yep.
Darnell, my other host, and was brought up by Darnell. So Darnell, I'm going to let you take this away.
So there, it came to my attention that there was a donation made to this administration of $130 million, supposedly going to pay for the troops that are either deployed or whatever, just the troops. But they aren't saying where it came from. And that's the problem
Yeah.
because we need to know where it came from. Because if it came from a foreign government, are they trying to buy our military? Are they trying to curry favor with the administration? It, we don't know. He says it's one of his billionaire friends, but we don't know.
Is it one of the billionaire friends that lives overseas and is funneling money from a different country through themselves? Now,
Yeah.
keep in mind, this guy's been convicted of business record fraud in New York. How many counts?
Yes. And
So, yeah, a
I
felony.
Give him money and he just gave $20 million to somebody else.
so and someone's in my ear saying, why did they have to give him 130 million when he just gave not only 20 billion, but supposedly another 20 billion to another foreign government?
Isn't that Argentina? I think it was.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have some questions that we need to ask now at this point.
Yes. Big time.
And yeah, so you, I think the biggest problem with this is we don't know where money's coming from. We kind of know, we might know where it's going, but the federal law is very clear on this. They can't take private donations to fund the military.
Exactly.
It is black letter law. It says it in, what was it saying here? 150 million, 130 million. I'm trying to figure, I remember seeing it cite the law here. Okay. It's a violation of the Anti-Deficiency Act, which prohibits federal government from spending money that hasn't been appropriated by Congress. So it just and it's also they got to review the donation if it's over $10,000 by ethics officers. Um, and citing Department of Defense rules. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Department of Defense? Oh, they changed it to Department of War, so they're probably saying, "Oh, we don't have to abide by that rule." Um,
It's funny that you say they changed it to the Department of War, which technically they can't unless it's a act of Congress, but you know,
a little minor detail,
yeah.
Um, I would also make the following comment. Um, this is like okay. And it's also like, who's going to enforce this? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a lawyer, but you have to have standing to go into court to make the lawsuit. Okay. I guess the people that would have standing in this matter would be that person receiving the paycheck.
Yes.
So
But
the question is, are they going to sue?
of course not. But see,
Yeah, because they,
Congress can also step in and demand that he follows the law. But
yeah, and then I guess the other question is, if the service member accept the money, are they faithfully executing the laws of the United States?
exactly.
So they got this type of money coming in is now going to be a problematic thing for um the service members because they got to make a decision. You know, um, I don't know what to say. This is
Yeah.
getting it's almost like he was handed a bag of money in a paper bag and he's taking it and using it for whatever he wants.
Yep. And he says I'm not going to say I'm going to say they say it's 130 million. It could be a lot more. Could be a lot
Yeah,
less. We don't know.
it could. We don't know. Um,
We have no clue where this money is coming from, or truthfully how much it is, and
is it the military's now for hire?
that's the thing. And that's why we have these laws in place.
Yeah, it goes to more credence of I think at this point people need to really start asking some really hard questions. And the Democrats are in a pretty hard position in Congress right at the moment because they're in the minority. But at some level, I think some Republicans in Congress that were in the military might start asking those questions with the Democrats, and that flips the majority.
You know, I would say you're right, but I have no faith no more. None.
I know you don't, but I'm saying from a technical point of view of numbers, and remember, I'm a numbers person, and I kind of go look at this and go like, well, the margins are thin. It only takes a couple,
Yeah, you're right. The
especially in the
margins
House
are
of Rep,
thin.
especially in the House of Representatives right now. It's so
Yeah.
thin that Speaker Mike Johnson doesn't want to see a newly elected Democrat from
Uh,
Arizona.
but we know
So
why that is.
his margins are too thin.
Yep.
It's a numbers game, folks. And
It,
whoever can get to 218 wins the House of Representatives. And, you know,
yeah, it's just we, there has to be some checks and balances. I mean, this is just getting out of hand now. This is really, like you said, is our military up for sale?
apparently it is. Maybe some five-star generals should be asking some questions at this point.
I mean, it's not, I'm not going to say compared to the size of the military, it's a lot of money going to each individual soldier. I think they said it's like maybe $100 a soldier. Uh, I can't say a soldier because there's Marines and everything else.
Per
A hundred
serviceman
hundred
member.
dollars a service member.
Yep.
But still, are we up for sale now?
Yeah.
Is America just, are we just gonna go to the highest bidder now?
In the whole scheme of things, $100 for a 4-month work period, 4-week work period is really like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Um, I also think that the four, the 5-star generals or 4-star generals, whatever the top ones are, they really need to start asking some serious questions. You know, and I think they'll get there. What about you, Darnell?
Right now, since what the administration is saying is this money was given to them on the authority of paying the troops. So now, since this is what the money was given to them for, I have a little more faith that we can get to the bottom of where it's coming from because of the 4 stars, the 3 stars are going to start asking these questions. Now, if we left it up to Congress, I don't think we'll
ever
ever.
really see an answer until Democratic majorities came in,
Yeah,
and by that time, paperwork gets destroyed.
yeah,
But I am making a kind of a good assumption here that the 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 most upper ranking of the brasses are probably getting a little concerned at this point in my,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and they're probably like, this ain't good. Because
I
it's basically buying loyalty to the president, the person, not to the office at this point.
I this is yeah, I don't
I feel completed.
it's just this is getting no, it's past time. It, it, this is what's really killing me about our representatives now. We have some fighting and some, oh well, let's just go with this. Let's do whatever to appease the person that's sitting in the White House right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not good.
No, it's not.
When you have the minority fighting and they're the minority, so what good can what how much could they do?
They
And
can do a lot. They can slow the process down. There's a lot of rules of
yeah,
order,
but
but it only delays the inevitable at some level. Trust me, I've been in that position before.
yeah,
I know a lot of those tactics.
it's just I am I am very, very worried right now. Because if this money did come from a foreign government, what do we owe them?
Yeah. Um, Maybe if it came from Canada. But they're not like the type to do something like that, you know. Um, um, I was thinking more of a Middle Eastern country to probably be your top candidates at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking Saudis
Ah,
because they have the ability to move money around without being questioned too much.
as much as we say, and it's tongue in cheek, that our government is up for sale, it, this is proven that it really isn't tongue in cheek anymore. This is
No, it's
proven
not.
that it is up for sale.
Right. Like, I guess if I had enough money, I could write $100 million check to pay the troops, and they
Yeah,
would
I
take
mean,
it. Heck, what's
if
stopping the Democratic National Committee from writing a check of $200 million and then saying the troops now belong to us?
exactly.
You know, I think the Republican administration would have a real problem with that.
Yep,
What's stopping the Republican Party from doing it?
that's the problem.
Yeah, this is
Our
the reason
our
why these laws exist.
but see, the laws exist for people that follow the law. Like they say, even like they say with this gun issue. Oh, what about the law-abiding citizens? You don't want to take their weapons away, but you have to think about that same mentality in our representative side.
Yes, they've been talking about insider trading with Congress, but they never seem to get around to passing a law about it.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Yeah. Um,
not going to say someone just made billions of dollars when someone's father started. Nah, I'm not even. No, that's for a different
No,
day.
you're not gonna, that's different day, different topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you initially called me this morning and I was kind of like, okay, how much, how we can talk about this, and that just really boggles my mind. And I'm surprised not more people have picked up on this.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go out there in the street and yell it to anybody passing by. This is not good.
I think the regular service members should be saying something about this.
Yes. I mean,
But
so you
but they're
now
the
you're
wrong.
buying your own personal military.
Yeah. Oh, is our military now mercenaries?
It's,
The oldest profession in the book, really,
yeah,
other than the other one.
they might as well be mercenaries. I mean,
Yeah,
this blows my mind.
yeah. Um, I don't know how you were the one that really wanted to have a talk about this today. I'm agreeing with you, but I don't know even how to how do you go about opposing it? Is that you know, from a legal point of view, it's got to be an individual service member in the file suit, in civil federal court, it couldn't go through the
And
military court system.
the problem with that, well, you can't, unfortunately, a lot of times the military service members is tied when it comes to something about suing the government or anything like that of that nature.
It
It
would
has,
probably have to be it'd probably have to be a four-star general that would do it.
yeah,
And then it would be turned into a class action.
yeah.
But it would have to be started at that level. Looking at you, generals.
And something, something really has to be done now. I mean, this, our military is up for sale.
Okay, so guess what? We're gonna be hosting a fundraiser.
Yeah, the next episode we're gonna start our fundraiser and
Oh no, we'll be having a pledge drive,
yeah.
just like NPR. You gotta call up now, otherwise we won't have a military. We need the money now.
Yeah.
Do you like living in a free country? Consider donating to the pledge drive today. You know what? Think about making it a reoccurring donation. If you get $50 a month, you'll get a free tote bag. Oh, excuse me. No, rucksack. We'll get you a rucksack
Yeah,
instead because it would
rucksack.
be more appropriate.
uh it's just,
And if you donate $100 per month, you can get a Navy duffel bag instead.
it's we're making fun of this, but it's you well, you have to laugh about it. It's just
No, it's pretty darn serious, but I'm making it by throwing some humor and jokes in there.
yeah,
I'm driving home a point.
yes. It's just I and I know this isn't our usual day to do this, but when I seen this, I was trying to hold off, but I just couldn't. I'm
No,
like,
that's
no.
fine. I just figured, okay, I'm taking time out of my day, Saturday here, and usually work all day, but I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And maybe we'll throw one other topic in there just to make this is that you put this in the backdrop of he's also taking 200 to 300 million for renovating the White House through private donations.
Yeah.
So I this makes no sense in my head. He's basically trying to run the federal government on donations and cut out Congress, which means he's trying to make himself like what's the word I'm looking for? It starts with a D.
Nah,
Uh,
of course not.
yeah, no, you don't think dictator is appropriate word? Um, or dear leader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but are we the only ones that see this? That's
I think other people see it, but they don't know how to react to it because in this country, we've really never seen this type of level of, I don't want to say corruption, type of level of blatant buying of the government in such a long time.
yeah. I think all the people that have seen countries that's done this are
We came close one time.
yeah, are pretty much dying off or are died off.
Yeah. Um, I'm thinking of the era of the robber barons
Yeah.
is the last time we kind of seen a lot of this stuff in this country, and most of the people are now, no, pretty much, no, excuse me, all of them are dead from that era.
Yeah.
Um, and it's up to us to learn from history about how to handle this. And that requires electing politicians and people from every walks of life be like, no, this is wrong. And
You
be
know,
like, this is going to stop.
yes. And that's why I know they say the Constitution was made for the landowners at the time, made
Yep.
to,
Property holders.
yes. But then, but we had all these amendments and everything.
Right.
Now I think we're at the point where we need people that's experienced real life, not people that were born with, like they used to say, the silver spoon in their mouth.
Yep.
We need real life politicians that been through the mud, through the dirt, through picking the ones that did pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah. It needs to be a cross section of the country that needs to be represented in Congress, and that's what political districts are supposed to do. But you end up with I don't want to say career politicians. You end up with politicians, not career folks, but that become career folks, and then you also end up with people that are not career folks mixing the same House of Representatives. Let's take, for example, a few representatives over time have been that. Um, we could say, yeah, Johanna Hayes out of Connecticut's fifth, never ran for office and ran for her first political office, which was fifth congressional district. She was teacher of the year for the country at one point. Um, you have some other folks that have done that, done other similar large feats, and then turned around and ran for office. Uh, but a lot of times there's very few folks that do run that have had a like, screw it, I'm running, and then
Yeah,
win.
yes.
Because to be quite frank, this is my political hat coming on. Um, from a campaign point of view, if you don't have any look of experience and you don't have people that kind of gravitate you naturally from have worked on campaigns prior, you're not winning. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Doesn't take a lot of money, but you need the support of the infrastructure that can come from those type of people.
yes.
And it's pretty simple. You knock on doors, you keep lists and everything, and that's how you go about doing it. But you also got to know your district and the people you're talking to and the messaging you have to do that with. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of it now has been nationalized and not being focused to those districts.
Yep. And I can say that's one thing. The Democrats used to be good at the grassroots mentality, but in the past few
Years.
years, it's been the Republicans that's been getting down and dirty and getting the
They're
grassroots.
yes and no. You can still see where certain states or certain Democratic campaigns are still down and dirty and know how to do it. The Republicans have kind of lucked into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because because I hate to say it, certain Democrats have gotten slightly, oh, I got all the data. I can just, know how to, push a few buttons and know how to activate my voters, and I don't have to work that hard. Well, meanwhile, the Republicans are still struggling because they don't have that type of information at their fingertips. So they're having to be forced to work through, slog through races. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think the Democrats have learned a very hard lesson over the last couple of years that, they got to get back down into the trenches and actually do the work. I don't think, and this is a perfect case and example of this type of situation here, about the troops. They should be making more hay out of it than they are. Um, First of all, a lot of Republican districts, I would say, are near military bases
Yes.
or in or have military bases in them. And if the Democrats are smart, they would make some hay out of this because then they might be able to flip a couple districts that way.
If
Um,
they,
Framed it right.
yes, they,
Eh,
the messaging needs to be get a whole lot better out of the Democrats than it has been the past few go rounds.
I think the Democrats should just hire me, but
Yeah.
but then again, I'm just a crazy person from Connecticut, and I can bring you along, Darnell, and we could just basically rewrite the platform. I've said this before. The the Democrats, all they have to do is go back to 1932 and copy the party's platform, and they probably got a winning platform at this point.
Yes.
I'm gonna go like this isn't rocket science here. You know what I mean?
Yep. But
People like Social Security, they like the Medicare, they like the programs. The economy's is going into the toilet. Bring back the New Deal programs. You bring, that will provide the infrastructure deal projects that need to get done in this country anyway. So,
yep. I mean,
um,
we are we are falling behind pretty much the world in pretty much everything. And
yeah,
we need to get back to where we were the leaders, not just because of our military might, but because of our technology, our everything.
yeah, I doubt the United States could put a man on the moon today within 10 years.
No.
Um, and that's considering that we have better technology than we did in the 60s.
Yep.
That's a problem. Um, I also would say the following, okay? Um, I don't think the United States is falling behind in technology. I think it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the technology of our grandfathers or fathers. I think the country's going in a different direction of what they value as products.
Yep.
I don't think, I think judging by the fact that the trades are becoming more and more harder to hire for, I think that's also an indication about what's going on. I, I'm not trying to be a person saying I can't go do the work. I'm being a person saying that there's a lot more going on here.
Yeah. It's really, and this is why I think we are at the point where we are now, where everything is up for sale in America,
Mhm.
because we have people that don't know or unwilling to get out there and make a way for themselves.
And
And go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
And it's like, okay, well, pay me to do this and I'll be happy. I don't care who pays me. Just pay me something.
Mhm.
That and it can't work like that. We can't have a country like that.
Yeah, I've understand that because I kind of take an attitude when I go for work or something. It's like, all right, I'm not working for free. What are you paying me? And then people are like, oh, you got to do it for free first. I'm like, no, you know what my
Yes.
skill set is. Now, there's a difference between what you're talking about, which is doing it because it's for the public good. You
Sorry
know,
about that, my dog.
no, that's fine. Um, I think the public good is, you know, I think there's a difference here. What we're talking about is that we're talking about unfeathered capitalism here, which is buying the military, okay?
Yes,
Rather than having the government tax you and it's paid equally by the tax policy. Uh,
exactly.
and we talked about technology and education. And, there's a difference between private industry paying for all of it and versus a forced tax on um, everybody to make that happen. Once again, it's a question of private industries, what's the word I'm looking for? Alignment of goals versus the alignment of goals for the public good. And oh, that's what I want to say. Government is not a business. Government is not a nonprofit. The government is a government for the people, not just a subsection of people. It's for all the people.
Yes. But
And
see, we got, I think after Clinton, everybody's, oh, we balanced the budget and this and that. So after Clinton, everybody was like, oh, yeah, he was a businessman. He did that. So we need businessmen and
yeah,
not
politicians.
politicians. No.
The
As much,
government's not a, yeah,
yeah, the government is not a business. Like you said, we don't need businessmen because the one thing on the businessman's mind is how can we make more money?
right. Personally, I don't like the fact that uh, you see like state universities now selling naming rights to their their stadiums.
Yeah,
I'm like, hold on. This is a public institution, a public building built with public money, and you're naming it Pepsi Stadium or Coca-Cola Stadium because they paid money to have that?
No.
No, no. Prior to that, I think oh yeah, City Field. Let's use that one for example in New York,
Yeah.
right? It's called City Field because of Citibank. Okay.
Yep.
Prior to them building that, it was Shea Stadium. I think it was named after somebody. You know, the Nassau Coliseum is called Veterans Stadium for,
Yep.
in honor of the veterans. Um, you know, and I kind of just don't like how it that you go to, but if you talk about where do the New York Knicks play? They play at Madison Square Garden. It's not named after other than this, the area, you know?
Yep.
Um, I kind of don't like where some of this stuff is going, you know? Oh, it's Dunkin' Donuts Park. It's this, it's that. I'm like, what? Why? Why are you doing this? You
Yeah.
know? Um, there's a
But if you look at it, there is one group of people that want things to stay, how can I say it,
how they are right now.
public,
Yeah,
and another group that wants to make everything
private.
private, privatize everything.
Yeah.
I, y-
Uh, some things being privatized just does not make sense.
no.
Let's start with the military.
Exactly.
There's a reason why Connecticut has had public education written to its state constitution since it's been founded, that it's guaranteed public education, a free public education,
Yep.
because there is an inherent value of having an educated population.
Yep.
Okay. Regardless of your economic status, you should have at least some education to be able to read, write, and do basic math. And so this way you can be a functional member of society and you're not a drain on society. But that costs money. And that's what you pay taxes for.
Yep.
And if you can't figure that out, if you didn't train to give those young kids that type of education, there's more propensity to be a criminal. And they just take what they need and want and they break into houses, businesses. It's sometimes it's you have to think about things further out than just 1, 2 steps. You got to think about maybe 10 steps out from that decision. And those are really hard to calculate in the benefit ratio that you get from certain things that you spend money on.
Let's see, people, it's, um, how did they explain this? Uh, I can't
You
think.
gotta give me you gotta give me a hint here.
It's it's the instant gratification generation now.
Oh, the instant gratification. Yeah. And I think that's been partially driven by businesses, actually.
Yep.
I think it's been driven since almost the 50s and the 60s when P&L reports have really gone into the forefront, profits and loss statements. And partially Wall Street's partially to blame for this because they look at their quarterly reports and they're not willing to think about, you know, oh, what does this mean in 5 years from now?
Yep.
Uh,
It's
they they're just looking at what the numbers are today and how they maintain it for at least 3 more months,
yep.
you know, and they're not thinking about that long term consequences. And I think some businesses are now beginning to feel those consequences. Looking at you, Amazon,
But
in
see,
terms of
and
your warehouse workers.
one thing I got to say is you see the companies that think long range because them are the companies that you see around year to year to year to year.
Yep.
The companies that come and go, they're only thinking about what I
How to
can,
make a
yeah,
buck today.
yep.
And what I'm saying about Amazon and why I've said I'm looking at you, Amazon, is that they are constantly struggling to hire people, but it's partially because they don't want to pay as much taxes, which means they're not putting into the education system, which means they're not getting good quality workers coming out. It's an 18-year process before you see something for it.
Yep.
Yeah, by the time the kid is born, and okay, 16, really, because labor laws, but until they can work, you know.
Oh, don't say nothing about labor laws, especially from where I'm at.
Oh yeah, didn't they lower the working age in one state or something like that? Like down there, I can't. It was so ridiculous that they actually thought about doing it. And
You don't. Let me go off track because I want to talk about this real
okay, once again, Darnell's tirade moment.
quick. How in the world we had these labor laws for a reason, these child labor laws for a reason, and now we're going to go back and take them away. Now, oh, 14, yeah, go out there and work on a school night. It doesn't matter. What are you telling these kids? I mean, working is going out into the workforce is better than getting an education. Are you kidding me? Doing minimum wage jobs is better than getting an education to pull yourself up out of poverty. No, um, uh,
So Darnell, does that mean we can eliminate all high school sports programs, including the football program, because all they're going to be working?
Pretty much. Might as
Oh,
well.
great. We can save some taxpayer money that way. What is the local town going to do when they don't have a high school football program to go to on Friday or Saturday nights?
Exactly.
Oh, I have a feeling drunk driving rates are going to be going up.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, I'm being slightly suspicious about that last part there, but there's a cultural thing that's been built up around education through K through 12 in the United States, and we're beginning to monkey with it again.
Yes.
And there's nobody left alive remembering what was it like before child labor laws were implemented.
That it's
Hey,
common sense.
I know, but honestly, having a 10-year-old pick stuff out of a line with their small little hands is so much easier than having an adult do it that has big hands and is clumsy.
Yeah, and a lot less cheaper.
And it's cheaper too.
Yep.
Because
Are you kidding me?
I know, I'm not kidding you, because that's what the logic was during that time period.
Uh,
And that's the reaction to the labor shortage. Oh, we'll just lower the working age in some states. I'm like, no.
and
Maybe
that
the maybe the
that
question is at that point is why are we not having kids?
you know when you said that's the thing to the labor shortage, that was the one of the selling points down here of let's change our labor laws because oh we don't have no one to work the fields anymore, pick the oranges, to pick the citrus,
Yep.
to plow the fields. Uh, so you mean to tell me you're going to get a 14, 15, even 16-year-old out there in the field to pick oranges and citrus and sorry, I
Oh, no, you're legitimately correct. But at the same time, what I would also say is, well, if that's the case, then we should eliminate any Social Security program for payment for seniors and force them to go out and work out in the fields too.
yes, might as
Why,
well.
why want anybody retire? Because, where there's a labor shortage, we got to get everybody back to work.
Exactly.
Now, I am being, these are not positions I support. These are the logical things that can be drawn from these actions. And that is problematic. We are one step away from those type of logical conclusions being drawn.
And then on top of the child labor laws, you want to start rolling back all these uh what's the word
Work
I'm looking?
safety, work
Yes,
safety
yes,
regulations,
yes,
OSHA. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to be able to come home at the end of the day and not be dead
exactly.
and not ending up in a 6 foot pine foot box, in a pine 6 foot long pine foot box, 6 feet down.
Yeah. I
Um, you know, it's like this. Oh, why is this regulation like this? We're overregulated. Well, I hate to say, most of the OSHA regulations that are there is because somebody did something stupid and got hurt.
yep.
Um, okay. It's like
You
fire
know,
code.
hold on. They say that's like in the military, every every week at the end of the week, we have a safety briefing before we go off on the weekend. And we have that. They talk about stuff that you shouldn't do and to watch out for, all because people have done it in the past.
Yeah. Let me guess, starting out. There's probably rules in the military today that you go like, why is that the case? And then you find out Sergeant so and so that's now been promoted to sergeant to that level did that when he was a private.
Yep,
And that's the reason why that rule exists.
exactly.
And we were lucky to have Sergeant so and so with us because he's not dead and he was lucky.
Yep.
Okay. And then they plot and then they have Sergeant so and so come out if they're still alive and explain that to the troops of why they should not be doing that and how
Yep.
lucky he was or she was. Am I generally correct?
Oh
And then
yeah.
that
Oh
usually
yeah.
then shuts down everybody's complaint about why the rule book is so thick.
Yep. But see, that's what, and people don't understand. Like you said, we have these rules because it has been done in the past.
Yeah, it's like this. Mommy, fire escape doors. They sometimes used to swing in older buildings. Well, people died because of they all rushed to get out. That's the reason why in every building you go into that's public building, all doors must swing outward.
Yep.
Okay. There's a reason why you don't stack stuff in front of exterior doors and fire doors because people have literally died.
But I don't know where to change in mindset. I To me, the change in mindset of common sense rules, it happened fast.
I know exactly when it happened, actually.
What's that?
The Ford Pinto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In order to solve that problem, they knew about it before they started selling it. It was an additional, I think, $1.50 or something, to make the tank like not explode if you got rear-ended.
Yeah.
But the pencil pusher and accounting said, it's not that big of a deal. So they made the cars cheaper so they can make more money. So generally, a lot of the stuff, I hate to say this, with common sense that goes out the window is generally because somebody is saying, hey, if we do it like this and accept this risk, we can make X dollars more.
And again, that's what they're trying to do to the government, bringing it back to the government.
Right, bringing it back to the government. The government is not there to make money. It's there to protect its
Exactly.
people. It's there to serve service. And if everybody wants to wants to start thinking about money, well, let's just eliminate the government at this point, you know?
Yeah, that's what. Oh, let's eliminate this department out the government, this department out the government, because they're really not
Doing
making us
anything.
any money. I mean, we're wasting money on this. We don't really need that.
Right. Newsflash, we do.
There's a reason why we had them departments, because prior to having them departments, something happened.
Yeah, something did happen. Um, yeah. And that's the reason why I say, what were you thinking a lot when we, in the name of this podcast, because you're not thinking about why do we have, I think the better question to have when you go to say, why, we just need to get rid of this. It doesn't make no sense. I think the better question to be asking is, why do we have it in the first place?
Yes.
Why does this exist?
That they need to get educated on why it exists.
Yeah, because sometimes something exists because it exists because of a artifact of how things were created, and then sometimes which could be trimmed, and then sometimes things exist because something really bad happened.
Yep.
You know, um, I know this is like running a little bit long here, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
from what we initially said we were going to talk about, but I know, but you and I have always had this type of conversations where it kind of meanders into this very
Yeah.
long discussion, and then all of a sudden, it's an hour has gone by, and we're both kind of like, oh shoot, we got to get back to our lives.
Yeah.
So I maybe I'll leave everybody with this thought, and I'll let you close it out here since this was your topic today. Is you got to ask the question of, why does this exist? Why do we do it this way? Because it's just like with the military funding question and pay today that we brought up. There's a reason why the law says, this is a violation of the Anti-Deficit Act, where donations can't be used to pay for the military, you know, and there needs to be a review done if it's over $10,000, you know.
Yep.
And why does that exist? Well, political corruption has happened in the past, and we don't want that, you
And we
know.
don't want private armies.
Correct. Because last time we had a private army, oh, look at what happens to private armies. They
Yep.
tend to overthrow governments.
Yep.
There's a reason why we don't have private armies. There's a reason why the Second Amendment is worth the way it is for the states.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. The reason why the states can have a well-regulated militia is a counterbalance to the federal army. Most people don't realize that. It was never designed. It was a protection clause for the states, so the federal government couldn't just take them over.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you finish this out.
All right. My first exit acknowledgement is, like I said before, we don't want a private army. That is a country killer. And my very last thought on everything, we need the Epstein files.
I could
Had to
really care
throw
less
that
about
in
the
there.
Epstein. I could really care less about the Epstein files, but it's such a.
Yeah, I know. I just had to throw that in there. just
You
for-
understand my opinion about the Epstein files. It's not worth my time. I think it's kind of a distraction.
Yeah,
However, it's a great distraction. But I think I think the Trump administration uses it as a distraction every once in a while to get it off a bad news cycle.
yeah. I just that was the only reason why I said that was just because it's everybody's asking for it. So I'm like, yeah, let me throw that in there. But yes, we don't want private armies. We need to know where this money came from. We aren't for sale, no matter what anybody says. And
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Okay, Darnell. Until then,
Yep,
but keep thinking. So this way you don't get dope slapped with what were you thinking?
exactly.
Cut.